Real estate marketing strategies you need right now to explode your leads. Yes, you're in the right place. Hi, my name is Ted Kraushaar. Welcome to Leads to Sales, where I discuss using free ads from Google and YouTube, organic traffic, to explode your leads and explode your sales. In this video, I'll be talking about content strategies, and it's a lot easier than you think. In fact, I'll give you everything that you need to get started. And in a few minutes, I'll show you a content hack where you could answer the burning question in your mind, what do I say on my videos? Let's get started. So as you put together your real estate marketing strategy, you really need to talk about or think about content. And to this point, we've talked about quite a bit keywords and how to focus on keywords as to determine where your potential clients are going to be, what are they looking for. And then now we've got to pivot towards what your content will be once you've captured them. Once you've been able to rank and get yourself ranked, what is it that you're going to be putting into your videos? And that's a really good question, and it's probably one of the top things that people have concerns about when you think about anything related to doing online marketing or pursuing organic traffic as opposed to paid traffic, that type of thing. You've got to have relevant content, and as I said in my intro, it's not that difficult. So what I wanted to do is really kind of give you some tools, give you some information that's going to be really everything that you need to kind of set your foundation to get you started. So what I like to say is on content, you got to get smart. Those of us old enough to remember the Get Smart show from the 60s. I thought this would be kind of funny. Anyhow, so when you really think about what kind of content, you really have to start with your average home buyer or seller. Who is your client? What do they look like? How old are they? What's their marital status? What are some of the frequently asked questions? Now, again, you have to to a certain point generalize all of this, but it's very, very important that you develop an avatar. And I'm sure those of you, you've been around long enough in marketing of different types, you understand what this means. But just to illustrate this, what does your average client look like? And I wanted to kind of just show you real quick the exercise I go through. I know this is a pretty poor example, but I even go as far as to put up a stock photo sometimes on my sheet of paper here when I'm thinking about what that person looks like. How old are they? What gender are they? Are they married? Do they have children? Particularly when you talk about real estate, of course, single people buy things. Couples buy things. Couples without children buy real estate. Of course they do. But in terms of the person that you think is considered to be your standard client, what do they look like? So these are some things. Jot down some of these questions, as they relate to you. But when you're really in a brainstorming session right now, why are they moving now, right? What is their income? What are they struggling with? And we'll get into those topics in just a minute on some other things that I want to give to you. But I think the exercise is important. Getting back to who your average client is and developing that avatar, so you have them in front of you when you're considering what your strategy is. So again, kind of continuing that down this path of getting smart on content. I wanted to kind of give you some things, right? So if you're still a little bit nervous about whether or not you can do this, which I believe you can, I put together 10 bullet points here on some common pain points, which is another thing when you think about content. Now I call this the buyer version because of course these 10 relate to from a buyer perspective, and of course you would do that from a seller perspective as well, and they have certain things. Those things would be, what do I do to get my house ready for sale, those types of things. But so here I'm giving you here 10 topics that you can do 3-minute videos on. Very simply, financing and pre-qual. Think about the things that people ask for about that. Their credit rating. What are some things that you want to help them with? Any crime reports, particular area, local schools, local resources. Are you close to a city? What kind of amenities do you have? HOA issues. A lot of times people get into an HOA even though they should know in advance what they're getting into, and then find themselves in a very frustrating position because they've already bought the house and now they have to deal with HOA issues. These are things that are common to people, common to home buyers. VA loan challenges, escalation clause logic. What happens if they lose a house that they really, really want? Well, next time, what are you going to put? You're going to put into an escalation clause, and you got to talk about, can they afford that? Home inspections, sometimes they're waived, sometimes they're not. And then home appraisal issues. What happens if the appraisal comes in lower? What are you going to do with that? So these are, I think, some top issues that you could just take and make your own. And then, you've got the experience to put some content behind that. So, I wanted to give these to you to get you started because, like I said, it's something that's, in my opinion, very simple to get started. You've got the wealth of information and knowledge about the market. I'm bringing to you some methodologies to leverage to get started. So at the beginning, I mentioned there was a hack I wanted to talk about that I felt like would really be useful for you. Let me get into that. So a content hack is, when you get to the end of yourself in terms of the comments and content that you could put in here, go to your top 3 YouTube channels in your search phrase. For example, you're a real estate agent in San Antonio. You type in Google or YouTube, type in homes for sale in San Antonio, Texas, and see what comes up. I'm thinking you're going to have a few real estate agents who come up in those YouTube listings. Go to those channels, but don't be intimidated by that. Go in there, see what they're doing, see what they're not doing. And you use some of the plugins we've talked about. TubeBuddy. Go Google that. It's very inexpensive. It can give you diagnostics literally on your competitors just by the plugin on you're putting that on a computer. Also, Keywords Everywhere as well. It gives you great ideas as to what they're using and what you can use and be competitive. Use those. Those are very inexpensive plugins. Review the titles of your competitors' YouTube videos and watch some of the video. What do they say? Do they grab your attention in the first couple minutes? Getting this type of intelligence going is absolutely critical to understand how you can do things better. You've got to be able to capture people's attention in literally the first 10 seconds of a video to get them to stay. What are they not doing that you could do better? And then look at comments. Look at people's comments on the videos. What things are they talking about? I'm sure you've already joined certain Facebook groups as well. What are other agents talking about their clients and the difficulties? I mean, this is a crazy market right now. Lots of weird things going on. I'm not even a real estate agent. I'm just looking at this from a marketing perspective. There's lots of topics you could use. Again, kind of the last topic here. Improve upon what your competition is doing. I think that is key. So I wanted to give those to you, and good luck. Thanks for watching. For more information on these strategies, check out the link below I provided in the comments. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and hit the notification button so you won't miss any of my videos. And keep an eye out for my next video. I'll be discussing a very important topic on whether or not you should buy leads and ads in today's market. And I'll be discussing a little bit more about cost per acquisition and how to minimize it. Talk to you soon.